Yo, 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 yo. Hello. Welcome to another chapter of One Piece and discussion here at. Whoa, holy crap. Oops. Hello. Hopefully everyone had a wonderful Friday. Sorry for the late stream, but I had work, so it was unfortunately I had to stay behind a little bit at work, but I'm awake and ready to discuss some One Piece 1000 chapter 1127, baby. Hiya. Why is my chat like that? My chat shouldn't be like that. Let me fix that for you guys. Hey, there's my chat. It's exciting. And I am very excited for this chapter. Sorry. I'm excited for this chapter because not only does it have a lot of Nami in it, it provides more mystery than solutions compared to where usually a chapter after, like, you know, we arrive somewhere new, we usually get like a kind of like an idea of what's happening. However, this time around we have no idea what the hell is going on. So many people, including myself, have been trying to figure out this entire thing. And there's just a lot going on that it's tough to explain. But I think there's something afoot that is happening in this new area that they are in. And it's frankly interesting. So we'll go over for a little bit. We'll go over like to see what like the One Piece fandom is talking about, and so on and so forth. They got error in this chapter. Yes, well, is it an error or is it done on purpose? We will discuss that. We will see, because it might not be an error. We'll discuss it, and that should be a lot of fun. So let us go straight into discussing the chapter. We'll go page by page. I have the chapter here. You can follow along by opening up a link. I wish I could show you, but since I'm also streaming on YouTube, YouTube is very, very picky about showing manga chapters on its site. So that's why I can't show it to you guys. but we could follow along. Because there is something interesting going on here, and I think there's more to it than just errors by Oda, right? I think there's a lot more. A lot more than just errors. There we go. So, first up, let's begin with the cover page. We have chapter 1127, Adventure in the Land of Mystery. Interesting that he called it a mystery, although that could just be something common because, again, we don't know where Nami is currently. So it's gonna be, so of course it's like a mystery. The place that wherever she is a mystery, right? But, maybe there might be something a little bit more significant to that, but we'll discuss it in a bit. First up, cover page story is really simple. Yamato meets Inuarashi. They're eating and they're discussing that there is a issue with the disappearance of the females in Wano. We'll find out at some point in these cover stories what exactly is happening in Wano. So not really much to say about the cover story, but yeah, it's just Yamato and Inuarashi just discussing about the incident that is happening. So we move on to the first page, and instead of going into like where Nami is, we immediately go to where it seems like it's a giant village made of Legos. Like it's not even like if you remember, like before, there was a whole thing with Nami was found in this place that was just made out of Legos. It looked like, right? At least it looked like it was made out of Legos, right? But it seems that this town that we're seeing these giants in is also made out of Legos. So that's very interesting. That tells me that the room that Nami's in, more than likely, is that she is normal size, and she's currently in a place where like it's relatively large size, because this is Elbaf. And we actually, for the first time, we see the tree of Yggdrasil. For those who don't know, the tree of Yggdrasil, I apologize if I'm saying it wrong, but that's how I have heard it, and that's how I have been calling it, is a famous tree in Norse mythology. It's basically the tree of life. It's a very, very famous tree in Norse mythology, and it represents a lot of many different things. So it'll be interesting to see how we know more about the tree of Yggdrasil. But apparently something is happening. There's a fire, right? Apparently there's some sort of aroma. I don't know what that could mean. I don't know if that means like the smoke, but there seems to be some sort of aroma coming out from this fire, it seems like. But then the giants are panicking and said, is it coming from the forest? If the flames spread to Yggdrasil, then the country's done for. We need to report this to the great sun god. So this is an extremely important thing. Apparently, someone is pretending, I think, to be the sun god, which is very strange, because this is the first time we actually heard of like the mention of someone else that is the sun god that is not Luffy. Hello, Nico Robin. I am the Glaze God. There you go. So this is the first time we heard the mention of some sort of sun god that isn't Luffy. So it seems like there's something going on here. Someone might be pretending to be the sun god, but for what purpose? What could this mean? Or maybe the giants think that, the prince, aka Prince Loki, could be, like, they consider him to be the sun god. Possible. We don't know. But it's interesting that there's a line that says we need to report this to the great sun god. So there is somebody who's at least pretending to be the sun god. Sounds like a Digimon? Lokimon? Yeah, I know. Lokimon. But that is interesting. That is a very interesting. And then we see on the last panel of this page, there seems to be like some sort of bugs that just appeared out of nowhere and just fell from the sky. Interesting that they're saying fell from the sky, meaning that something's happening above in the sky. What is it? Well, we'll find out soon enough exactly where these bugs could be coming from. So we move on to the next page, I guess 3 if you count the cover story. They're still discussing what is happening. People in the forest reported that the tremors we felt earlier were the cause when the mighty ear god collapsed. But don't be stupid. What could hurt the enormous rabbit? So apparently, the rabbit is considered the ear god, which means it might be some sort of sun god that represents some sort of animal in Elbap. I think that's what it's referring to. But it's interesting that they want to report to the sun god. It seems because Norse mythology does have a lot of gods, similar to like how Greek mythology has a lot of gods, Roman mythology has a lot of gods. It seems like the people of Elbap believe in a lot of gods, such as the ear god and this enormous rabbit, who is apparently this ear god. So who could the sun god be? That's interesting. It could be Loki because they necessarily said that they're trying to report the incident to someone who is the sun god. So I'm curious if that's an actual person, like an actual giant, aka Loki, or maybe that's something else. It's interesting. There's a godlike creatures like Digimon. Yes, I know. Yeah, I know. I haven't caught up with the Digimon lore that much since season 4. I don't know if there's been any other new sort of like lore drop for Digimon since like season 4, like when I was a kid. But I did hear that there's some sort of like godlike creatures in Digimon. So yeah, I mean, I don't know if that's gonna be connected in any way to One Piece, but it's interesting that the Giants seem to believe in several different gods, right? All right, so then we move to a place called Big Stein Castle, and we hear Nami scream, "Yeah, it's still alive!" And we see a picture of outside of the castle, and it looks very much like Legos. We have like trees that look like Legos. It's like they were teleported into the world of Minecraft. It looks like, because it just looks like something that you see in Minecraft, Roblox, Lego. So interesting. This is a very interesting place that Nami found herself in. What is this huge bug? So apparently, or huge bug, huge bee thing. So apparently, she was able to defeat this bug, and it looks very similar to the same bugs, or somewhat similar to the same bugs as the one that fell in front of the Giants. So it seems like whatever is happening, either Nami's doing it, maybe somebody else, maybe Usopp, Sanji, Zoro, Luffy, possible. We will find out later in the chapter. It appears that, the bugs are coming from this castle. So that would mean that the castle is very high up. Is it coming from the forest? If the flames spread through the Yggdrasil, then the country's done for. I wonder if this castle, Big Stein Castle, is somewhere above Yggdrasil. The only problem is that there is a panel later on in the chapter that shows Yggdrasil in the background. So it doesn't seem like it's anywhere above Yggdrasil. So I wonder where exactly this castle is. It's very interesting. And finally we see Zeus. Oda apparently remembered Zeus. And Zeus came out warning Nami, say, "Where are we?" And she has no idea. She's very confused. She's panicking. She's crying. And there is some errors. Or maybe they aren't errors, because in this panel that we see here when she's talking with Zeus, she has no sword in the behind her back. But when we get the close-up and the full shot of Nami's new outfit, which, by the way, top-tier outfit. Love the outfit for her. It looks fantastic on her. Definitely a top-tier outfit for her in Elbap. But she has a sword. She has a sword behind her. Yet, in the panel with Zeus, there is no sword. Whether or not, it's slightly different because she decided to stand up, right? And now she's maybe carrying the sword behind her. But it seems like it doesn't look like there's any sword on her back in that small little panel. Interesting. Something is going on here. Could it be just a simple error by Oda and that he's like, this chapter is just full of errors? Or is there something else going on here? I'll give you guys my thoughts about like exactly what this could be. So here we go. Hey Jarvis, I'm going good. We're going over the chapter now. Hopefully you're doing well on this Friday. So, somebody save me. Luffy, Zoro, Sanji-kun, I'll even take Usopp. Poor Usopp. What's with me? I don't remember changing, which bothers me to an extent, because like if someone has been changing Nami, that really gets me angry. Try on season 5. It goes into King Drasil. Really? Okay. I'll check it out. Interesting. Yeah, I never seen season. Is season 5 the one with that with Agumon, right? Agumon's like one of the main Digimons. Like they return to Agumon as like one of the main Digimons, if I'm not mistaken. You know, she doesn't know where she is. She was changing, and she notices that this is some kind of castle, and then apparently Usopp calls out to her, Nami, huh? Usopp's voice, and she trips on the Lego piece. Which, by the way, if anyone has ever stepped on a Lego piece by accident, you know it fucking hurts. It hurts tremendously bad. Like you have stepping on a Lego piece hurts bad. Luckily, it looks like the Lego pieces are so huge that it doesn't really, like, you know, she could just step on the piece and, like, she's stepping on, like, the small little circular spots on the Lego, right? So she's not actually hurting herself by doing it, but she does trip, understandably, because those are, like, these Lego pieces are, like, extremely huge. So, and it looks like it's very uncomfortable, and it does seem like the people in the One Piece world do not know what Legos are, which tells me that there's a possibility that whoever's castle this is, and whoever lives in Elbaf in this area, because we see that the town is also made out of Legos, seems to have some sort of ability that essentially builds these Legos, or it could just be how, like, the buildings in Elbaf are made out of. And you're probably wondering and questioning why Legos though, because apparently Legos are made in Denmark. I believe Denmark. Is it Denmark? It's in Denmark. It's in one of the Scandinavian countries up in Northern Europe, and a lot of those areas had a lot of Vikings, had a lot of people who believed in Norse mythology. And so that's why I guess Oda decided to use Legos because it's where I believe Legos was first invented. I could be wrong. Let me just double check. I just want to make sure, you know. Danish construction toy production based in Billund, Denmark. Yes. So yeah, that would explain why he's using essentially Legos as like a base for this castle. You know, it'll explain why. Actually, now that I think about it. I forgot to post on Twitter that I'm live. I shall do that. Sorry about that. But yeah, it's very interesting. Okay, so about that little delay, but yeah. So again, Denmark is the home of Legos, and more than likely Oda, because there was a recent photo from Oda's like office where it showed like a Lego kit, and I'm sure Oda is a big fan of Legos. I mean, I was a big fan of Legos when I was a kid. I used to have like a fucking big ass fucking container full of fucking Legos. I even was part of the Lego robotics team in my middle school, who were in charge. It's essentially like the baby steps to engineering and robotics. You know, before you go into actual machinery and stuff like that, for robotics, they had this thing where you could do like create a sort of like a little robot for with Legos. It was a lot of fun. It was a really cool club that I was a part of. We managed to go to Atlanta for the World Championship. Atlanta, Georgia in the United States. We didn't win, sadly, but we did go there, and there's a lot of things you could do with Legos, and Oda being a huge fan of, like, you know, like trying to find lore based around like around the areas of like different settings, like for example Elbaf. So he's looking up, and it looks like he looked up stuff regarding Norse mythology, the places where a lot of Vikings live, like Denmark, Norway, Sweden, and stuff like that, right? So it's clear as day that Oda definitely did his research for Elbaf, and he probably has prepared Elbaf for a long time. I mean, he mentioned it like really early on, so it's interesting that he's doing a lot with Legos. And Nami trips, falls, and then she's curious about the floor. It's all bumpy. She still has a sword in this chapter, right? And then she meets a cute little hedgehog. Not Sonic. A cute little hedgehog that is pretty huge. And then we have this, how do I put this? This one panel where the hedgehog gets shocked by her. And, like, she screams that it's huge, which, let's just say that this is one of those panels that's going to be memed on. Because it's like, it's huge, and then you have a shot of Nami, a low-angle shot, where it literally shows, Oda's, how do I put this? Practice into play of drawing asses and Egghead. And, it's a really fan servicey shot of Nami's ass, which I know a lot of people are either going to be excited and be overjoyed by it, or continuously shame her and shit on her, because as usual, that is one of the things that whenever there are people who hate Nami tend to go after, which makes me a little sad. But at the end of the day, it's just a perfectly normal shot. Unfortunately, the internet is full of Gooner brain mentality, so people are going to... Yeah. Hey, Yang Bei, here I am. It's about Nami's ass. Listen, we're at the panel where it shows Nami's ass as she's shocked by the huge porcupine, so I'm talking about it, What do you want me to do about that? We're just going panel for panel. Because I think it's very important for this chapter specifically to look at the panels, because a lot of people are claiming there's a lot of errors in this chapter, because there are things where, like, Oda might be slipping a little bit. But what if it's not? What if there's a possibility that there's something else going on? That timing was so perfect. Yeah, I know. I know. Listen, it's a great shot. It's just that the internet has ruined a lot of people's mindset about things like this. Yang Bei, thank you so much for the follow. Holy shit. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Then we have the hedgehog getting angry. And then Nami starts screaming and running away. I didn't mean to startle you. Usopp, where are you? Over here, Usopp is apparently getting eaten by a Cheshire cat. It looks like a Cheshire cat, I guess is also another way to put it. A Cheshire cat. And Nami is shocked because she sees a monster. This Cheshire cat seems to have a crown on them, right? Usopp is panicking because he's being eaten, which is funny. Poor Usopp though. Not a great start for Usopp for his big Elbaf arc. I really hope that as much as I'm joking, I really do hope Usopp does get something, because I really do think he deserves a power up in this arc. But if Oda really does not give him anything, that's gonna be shocking to me. Like, honestly, that would be fucking shocking to me if Oda does nothing with Usopp in this chapter, in this arc. Then we have, I got my own problems. What is this? A monster manor? The hedgehog shrieks. Zeus extend, leave it to me. I'm gonna... Oh, Nami gets pushed back. But it seems her sword is missing. In the next 2 panels we see of her swords are missing. The sword on her back is missing. The panel above where she's yelling at, where she's like shocked by Usopp being eaten by a cat, we see the sword. But then all of a sudden, the sword disappears in the next few panels. An error? Or is there something else going on? Usopp will always be the weakest member, so I want to be surprised. I mean, that's literally what Oda said that he wants out of Usopp. Usopp can definitely get a power-up, but he wants him to be the most, I guess, the most human you can possibly be, you know. I forgot what the reason was, like to balance something out. I don't remember what exactly the reason was, but something like balance out. Like you have the monster trio, and then you have Usopp, being like relatively like the most human out of everybody. Nami has like some really interesting like weather abilities, which is why I don't put her on the same length of her being like a normal human, right? Because there's definitely more to come with Nami. So yeah, at least give him armor haki. I want him to at least use observation haki. When was the last time we saw him use observation haki? Like, with Pudding? That one filler scene from the anime? Like, come on. Why are we not seeing his, you know, observation haki? Like, Oda just seemed like he just completely forgot. You know, it's so strange. But at the same time, he has to be as strong as his dad. I don't think he has to be as strong as his dad. I think he just needs to... I think he here's the thing. With Usopp, it's not really strength in general. He just has to be better. That doesn't necessarily mean he has to be stronger. It just means that maybe he needs to be a better sharpshooter than his dad. You get what I'm saying? Like, he just needs to be a better sharpshooter. If he's a better sharpshooter, he will be able to at least be able to beat his dad in like a, you know, a sniper on sniper fight, because he has the ammo, he has the equipment for, like, you know, to deal damage to his dad if they ever fight each other. But he doesn't need to be as strong as his dad. He just needs to be more accurate. He just needs to be more like, you know, like he needs to be more he just needs more confidence in himself, you know. I feel like he's lacking confidence. Again, he's a scaredy cat, so, you know. But at the end of the day, he doesn't have to have be stronger than his dad necessarily. He just has to be smarter than his dad and like more accurate. Which is why observation haki will be fucking great for him, because that will make him a lot more accurate. Give us back Sniper King. I hope we do get Sniper King. I really do, because I think we do need to get Sniper King back. Alright, so now we have Nami shocking the shit out of the hedgehog. Just zap it. I think that's Usopp yelling. I don't know who's yelling that, but Usopp has a funny face on his. Poor Usopp. Nami falls on top of the Cheshire Cat. She bounces off. The hedgehog shrieks, and the hedgehog falls down on the cat. The cat drops Usopp, and they both get shocked. So Usopp and Nami on the floor now. We still don't see the sword. In the next panels that we see Nami, we still don't see the sword, right? I've got a bad feeling. Usopp says ditto. The cat, you know, glares, and now all of a sudden, in the next panel, as Nami and Usopp are running away, suddenly she has the sword back. Interesting. Hey Usopp, do you know anything about this place? I remember Oshiki on the giant ship. Next thing I know, I'm here with you. So as usual, we have the Nami Usopp duo. I do kind of hope or wish that we had some other duo, you know. As much as I like Usopp, I feel like the Nami Usopp duo we've seen so many times. Like we literally just had him in Wano. I feel like Nami should be like Nami teaming up with Zoro would have been great, you know. But I guess Oda wanted to showcase like how dangerous this castle is because of the monsters that exist. So that's why they, you know, he put Nami and Usopp together again. Well, like I kind of wish, you know, Nami would be a duo with somebody else as well. So it is what it is. But let's see. Wait, that booze, didn't he say it could cause hallucinations? It's called Absinthe the Green. It does seem like Nami's sword is in here, or it could just be covered right now, so that's a possibility. Because then we see, I think we see the sword here, but it's too hard to distinguish. Because it's like mixed with her hair, it looks like. It's very hard to distinguish. They reach a dead end. They're so high up. Next panel, we see Nami turning around to look at the cat as it's charging at them. No sword. Right? And then Usopp, like I said, Usopp needs more confidence. Not this type of confidence. because he just got himself fucking swatted like a little fucking bitch. Poor Usopp, man. Poor fucking Usopp. What's up, Static? Poor Usopp. He just got swatted. And it's probably just an illusion. Turns out it's not. I mean, come on. Like, you were being eaten, bro. You should have known already that it wasn't, you know, an illusion at that point. So it's very strange. And Nami has this funny reaction of her crying in despair as Usopp just got pummeled. And they fall. Or at least Usopp falls, it looks like. I don't know if Nami falls too. Yes, Nami falls as well. We still don't see a sword. We see a sword in that panel that she is falling. It's so interesting that sometimes we see the sword and sometimes we don't. Trailer code is $20 on PlayStation Plus. I'll get on that after I finish streaming. Thank you for letting me know. Nice. That's pretty dope. Usopp has fallen. Nami is staring up where apparently the cat became a lion. And the sword is missing. Now, this could be a situation where the sword disappeared, like, fell off of her. But we do know that the sword was at least on her back in that shot as she is falling. Hi, Depina. We'll be lurking. Thank you so much for lurking, Depina. It's good to see you. Hopefully you're doing well. But now the cat became a lion. Interesting. And another thing to know is that there's a lot of skeletons on the floor where they landed, right? We've been through most of this place, and all of a sudden now we see the skull bones. Interesting. So now Nami's panicking, worried, snap out of it. Usopp, we're gonna die. Or Nami uses Usopp as a shield because, of course, she would. Nami is efficient in the ways of the human shield, the human meat shield, as usual. Good job, Usopp, for protecting Nami. You are a true man. You're a true warrior of the sea for doing so. Have a great One Piece discussion. Just thank you, Derpino. I appreciate that. And, hi, hey, I'm not a shield, kya. And then we have the Monster Trio return. And Nami-san, I sent you death for making my beloved cry. Cringe as shit, Sanji. Ifrijambe, and Paul, Gear 4th, Gum Gum. Gear 4th. Interesting. Why is it Gear 4th? That's not Gear 4th. Right? That is not Gear 4th. That looks just like his normal attack. And Luffy's face is the only one that's covered. Interesting. Why would that be? I wonder why would that be? Interesting. Then we have also Zoro, Three Sword Style, Kala Sutra, Great Dragon, the Lion roars, and the Monster Trio beat the shit out of him. Luffy kicks the lion in the face, Zoro cuts him, and Sanji slams his foot on top of, I guess, his head. It's a weird angle. Twister Whip Strike. It's a great double page panel of the Monster Trio attacking. We see each of the characters' attacks. I know that there's a lot of people who are fucking using this as like to shit on Sanji because he had to use a Ifrijambe to take care of him, while Luffy and Zoro had to use what looks like simple attacks. So I know a lot of people were shitting on Sanji because he had to, go all out against this goddamn fucking lion, while the others didn't. I'm not too worried about it. It's likely that the reason why Sanji went Ifrijambe is because he was mad that, Nami was crying and stuff like that. That's probably the reason why. But it is interesting that Luffy's face is covered. Sanji has his full face. We see some parts of Zoro's face, but Luffy's face is covered by his helmet. It could be Oda's way of showing the helmet, but the Gear 4 is very interesting. Gear 2nd was enough, though? Yes. Well, I agree with you. Gear 2nd would have been enough. But it's very interesting. Right? Kya, Nami screams. Usopp screams as well. The lion is defeated and turns back into a cat. Interesting. Then we have another double page spread where Zoro's looking up at the lion, or should I say the cat. So with a Gear 5 smile. Is it a Gear 5 smile? Yes, a little bit, yes. But that could also just be Luffy's regular grin, because it does look like Luffy's like regular grin as well. Right? I wonder how this guy tastes, Luffy says. You know. Right? We see a huge double page spread of Luffy sitting on top. We have Zoro standing just right in front of the beaten up cat lion thing. Sanji goes to Nami-san, was really worried. Nami cries and says, I was so scared when Usopp died. Sanji, I'm still alive and you're gonna pay for that human shield stun. Gotta love the Usopp-Nami duo. Nothing but silly. They're nothing but silly. I swear to God, they're a silly bunch. Right? We do see Yggdrasil. Then we have a part of the double page where we see Yggdrasil. And it seems like there's a bubble that says not again. My question is, who is saying that? It could be that it's either Nami or Usopp saying that because they hear a loud scream, so it's probably them. At least that's what it looks like to me. And then we see, Luffy's entire fit. Sounds like there might be even bigger ones around. If they look good, I'll get us some. Zoro looks like, you know what, Zoro's outfit kind of reminds me of the same outfit X Drake wore a little bit, right? It looks like Oda decided to give like Zoro kind of like X Drake's, outfit a little bit that we saw in Wano. It's not the same, of course, but it's very similar. But Zoro is like, let's prioritize finding the sea in our ship. We need to establish crew safety. If you're going after food, don't forget that B battalion and their hive. It'd be a shame to waste them since they're so nutritious. And then Nami yells like, hey, how are you guys taking this place in stride? Where the hell are we anyway? And that's how the chapter ends. And there's gonna be a break next week. Damn it. That sucks. Kind of glasses like this? Yeah. The glasses are a little weird though, I'm not gonna lie. They're like mask glasses. They're kind of like glasses that look like that's also like part mask. Okay. So, there's another so-called error here. We have Luffy who has a axe apparently in the close-up of him, but in the the panel above where he's in a smaller size, he has a sword. And Nami's sword is still missing. What is going on? Is that an error? Did Oda fuck up? Or is this something else? Could it be that there's something else going on here? The way Luffy acted when he called his attack, like him being hidden by his Viking helmet, is a little weird. And then we have his weapon switching back and forth. That's also weird. We also have Nami's sword constantly missing in certain shots. And then here's another interesting thing. The way Zoro is speaking is a little off. He says, let's prioritize finding the sea in our ship. We need to establish the crew's safety. Now, I don't know if that's proper Zoro dialogue, but it does feel a little weird. Does it not? Does this feel a little like Skypiea? A little bit? Skypiea? Does it feel like Skypiea? Honestly, for me, it feels a lot more like Strong World. They're on an island, like, the island full of monsters in Strong World. It seems much more similar to that, as well as their outfits, right? But there is something going on here. I think next chapter she'll find out about her sword missing. I don't know. Because it seems like something is going on. And I do not believe it has anything to do with like some sort of error that Oda is doing. I think there's something more in play here. Like almost as if there is someone doing something that's strange. You know what I mean? Because we have the swords missing. We have apparently Luffy's weapon turning from a sword to an axe in the goddamn fucking, in the same double spread. We have Zoro speaking a little bit strange. I don't understand that. Luffy doesn't seem to have a weapon in that spread where he's attacking the lion. There doesn't seem to be any weapon there. It does look like Sanji does have his sword. Because there's like a long thing on the back that's going. I don't know if that's a sword or not though. It's hard to tell. But Luffy doesn't have any weapon on his back. Maybe he picked it up. But like, why would he switch from a sword to an axe? Unless something happened where Oda was just like, oh, you know what? I actually want an axe, and he decided to give Luffy an axe because it's similar to like one of the like really early drawings of Luffy, like Viking Luffy, like a really early drawing of Viking Luffy where he had an axe. Maybe it could have been an error, but I think there's something more to this because it seems like, to me, what it seems like is that they're in a castle where it's a mixture of reality, but also like not hallucinations, but a little bit of magic. As we know, Loki, the Prince of the the Prince of the Giants, he's based off of Loki, who people know as the god of trickery. Most people know him from, MCU. Not a lot of people know him through the actual Norse mythology. I'm not an expert on Loki's mythology at all, right? But he does have, from my understanding, ways to cause trickery. And it seems like that is what's happening here. I'm still on the mindset, I'm still on the belief that this is a castle that was created by Prince Loki. And he was the one who essentially kidnapped these characters, these 5. And he's the one who also dressed them. Right? So, interesting. So, I think Loki has some sort of ability that's causing this weird, what people believe is like an error that Oda is causing, which I don't think that's the case. I think there's a significant reason why Oda is making it seem like, Nami's weapons is missing, Luffy's weapons are changing, Zoro's dialogue is a little weird, right? Sanji seems like he's the only one that's at least normal, right? Sanji's like the only one that seems a little normal. But I don't know, there seems to be something else going on, and I think Loki's behind it. So it's gonna be very interesting to see what happens in the next chapter, but I do think there's something going on here. There's like instances where we also see like the ground where Nami and Usopp were. We don't see any skeletons anymore. Like the skeletons just disappeared, but we see them in the previous page where there are skeletons, but now they're missing. The difference is, I think one of the differences is that in the panel where we see like the crossbones and the skeletons, Nami and Usopp were talking about we're gonna die, and then all of a sudden we see the skeletons. But when they were saved, we no longer see the skeletons. So it's possible that we are looking through this, like, this area as if we're looking at Nami's point of view. And whatever she is saying, whatever she whatever she thinks, like such as we're going to die, the area and place surrounding it changes. Right? Anytime that she has Zeus as her weapon, she doesn't seem like she has the sword, and anytime she's like talking about, really scared, we don't see her sword. The only times we do see her sword are like in the very beginning, as she's walking around. We don't see it when she has Zeus out. We only see it when she is walking through the castle. She sees the hedgehog. She runs away. We still see the sword. We still see the sword. We still see the sword when she sees Usopp. As she takes out Zeus, the sword is gone. There's Loki, spoiler alert, God of War. The God of War, Loki, I think is still a little bit different from the actual Norse mythology of Loki. But like I said, I don't know much about the mythology of Loki enough. I tried reading up on it. I felt confused because there's just so much to go through. It's very hard. The cat would be Loki. If the cat is Loki, that's amazing to me. That they just beat up the Prince of Elbaf. And the possibility of them eating him. Holy hell. But the last page also confirms that the bugs that fell to where the Giants' town is, apparently, it came from them. And apparently, they ate the rabbit, aka the ear god. So, well, that's not gonna bode well when they find out that Luffy ate the ear god. And like I mentioned before, there's not really much of a conflict going on in Elbaf, So I was wondering how in the world, what kind of conflict would Oda create in Elbaf? Because there's not really much of a conflict. There's always some sort of conflict in whatever island they land on. Wait, so Lola almost married a cat? No. This is just we're just discussing the possibility of what Loki is and stuff like that. Surely Ear God should be read as Long Ear God. Is it read as Long Ear God? Well, no, it's read as Mighty Ear God. At least that's what TCB is saying. The Mighty Ear God. What could hurt that? Don't be stupid. What could hurt that enormous rabbit? So it's the Mighty Ear God, not the Long Ear God. The Mighty Ear God. Oh, let me look up Norse mythology. Rabbit God. Maybe it's a false god? Possible. Freya? What? Rabbits and Viking lore. Bled dumb translation. Well, I mean, we'll wait for the official to see exactly what that translation is, but Easter comes from the goddess in Germanic paganism, which is Norse paganism. The substitute you may want to look at here. Freya. The long-haired bunny god is Freya? Ooh, Freya of all things? That's one of the biggest goddesses in Norse mythology lore. Wow. Interesting. Also, the only god that deserves that name, Enel, true. He does have he long-eared god. That is true. But this is the he deserves Mighty Ear God too because he is that strong. That is true. I do think that Enel is the only one that deserves to be called the Mighty Ear God because those earlobes are pretty mighty and long. It's like his earlobes are long, tan, and handsome. That's what's funny about me. I'm sorry. Maybe it's a false god going against a real sun god. Well, they did mention a sun god, the giants in the village. They talked about talking or informing the sun god about what is happening. That's the only other time that we've seen the sun god being mentioned without it getting Luffy, without it being Luffy involved. So it's interesting. Who is this sun god? Who is this person imitating the sun god? Dude, if we get paganism mixed in here, if Chopper treated like that freaky anthered goat demon, I love that. Wow. Sun god Nika, yeah. So it's interesting. It's interesting, like who would be the sun god, but like Chopper is also interesting because we do not see Chopper. It's likely, and this is what I've been also saying, leading up to this chapter. The only person we do not see is Chopper, because it's likely Chopper's the only one who did not drink that that alcohol, whatever it was, that tea, whatever that thing was, right? That these Straw Hats drank. He was the only one who couldn't, because likely it had alcohol in it, and Chopper's too young to drink alcohol, and he doesn't like the taste of alcohol, from my understanding. Yeah, he's the only one that's not here, yet he was also taken, which would tell me that maybe Chopper is either the only one who's realizing that something is off about this place, but the others are seeing something, or like they're experiencing something that's like different, right? Like there's something going on here, and it's causing them to act a little weird, and why we see these weapon switches, or sometimes, you know, Nami has the weapon, sometimes Nami doesn't have the weapon. So it's either, I don't think it's a hallucination, but like I think it's causing these five to essentially be seeing things of this, of like the monsters, the area, and like why all this is switching, because we're also viewing it through their perspective like that. So it's possible that it could be connected to that, and the only person that didn't drink the brew was Chopper, so he's not seeing all this, and Chopper is either being mixed up with the rest of the animals, or Chopper's with whoever's in charge of this castle. And because, you know, Chopper's an animal, he could be mixed up, and that's why he's not, you know, he wasn't dressed up or anything like that. This could literally be someone like Loki playing a fucking JRPG game. Right? Think about this. Remember, in JRPGs, you are allowed to switch your weapons constantly. Right? You're allowed to equip your weapons, unequip your weapons at any point in time. And that's what it seems like is happening here. Like sometimes Nami is missing her sword. So it could be that whoever's playing the game, this JRPG, is unequipping the sword from Nami, because she's using her climb attacked. And what we see here is that Luffy now has a sword, but then he has an axe, which is possible that he's equipping Luffy with weapons. Luffy's also missing his straw hat, yet he's not panicking about it. Why would he not be panicking about missing his hat? Where could his hat be? Why isn't he panicking? Something's off with Luffy. Luffy would normally be panicking about it, yet we do not see the hat. Granted, the hat could be underneath the Viking helmet, but we don't know that. Right? We don't know, because it doesn't seem like the Viking helmet would fit the hat perfectly. Like, it wouldn't fit over Luffy's hat perfectly, because it's just not long enough like his straw hat is. Yet we don't see Luffy's straw hat. Where is it? Something seems to be off. Almost as if he literally, like, whoever's in charge of this JRPG, switched off his straw hat for a Viking helmet. Like, almost as if this is a game that they are being involved in. Which supernovas do you think will appear? Yurog. He's the only other supernova that we have not really seen enough of. So probably Yurog. Welcome back, Nico Robin. I wish I could make some reindeer suit. No, don't say that. Luffy's hat is from Gold D. Roger, bro. Well, yeah, it was passed on from Roger to Shanks to Luffy. He could never lose it. But it's missing here. Where's his hat? In this panel, in the last panel, not the last panel, the last page of One Piece 1127, it's missing. Where could it be? With his Nika fruit, everything is possible. True, but it doesn't seem like he's using Gear 5. And he literally stated Gear 4, yet he doesn't use a Gear 4 ability, because Gear 4 would be, you know, Snake Man, Bound Man, Tank Man. Yet it looks like he's just using regular Gear 3. Something is going on, and it seems like someone is controlling them, as if this is a JRPG. Loki Gamer Fruit. It will be interesting to. I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna be a Gamer Fruit or something like that, but more than likely it could be something similar to that. It just, everything seems so weird about this chapter. Like, I do not believe Oda and his editors would be making so many different errors and so many mistakes. Like, an editor or one of the assistants would be able to catch this. There are moments where they didn't, like, such as switching Luffy's scar onto Zoro in, like, one of the chapters before Dressrosa. But to constantly do it in one chapter, that seems off. Like, I know Oda is getting older, but something's way off. You know? It's just something seems way off about this. The new chapter is going very weird. And I think whatever is happening is that whoever owns this castle is controlling them and playing them as if they are JRPG characters. Right? So it's very strange. It wouldn't be Dolphy. No, it wouldn't be Dolphy. Dolphy's still in prison. I would not be surprised if Dolphy joins Cross Guild. It just seems so weird. Like, I don't know. There's just so much off about this chapter, and I don't believe it's errors made by Oda. I just cannot see Oda making all these errors. He has made errors before. Don't get me wrong. He has, but not to this extent. Right? And the cat also turned into a lion, which would tell me that whoever is in charge changed the cat to something else just spontaneously. Like, he went into, like, the menu, like he could mod things, you know? Like, he could change the coding into whatever game they're playing. So that's why I feel like there's more to this than just it being errors or just them being on a new adventure. There's something else going on that's different, and it's probably based off a devil fruit ability of some kind, where they are controlling stuff that is happening, equipping, unequipping weapons, changing the weapons. You know, the way that Luffy's hat is missing, probably equipping the helmet on and removing the straw hat. We don't have Chopper here because he's the only one that did not drink that brew on the ship. So it's likely, right? It's likely that Chopper is not affected by whatever devil fruit ability this person has. There just seems to be something going on here, and it's exciting because it's definitely different. And I think part of it is that this person, whoever's in charge of this castle, is playing a game with the Straw Hats because he has some sort of devil fruit ability. Doflamingo will maybe join. You mean Cross Guild? I think most of the Shichibukai, who are former Shichibukai, will join Cross Guild together. I do believe that. I believe that Cross Guild is going to go to Impel Down. They're going to break out certain members, certain people in Impel Down. They will join Cross Guild, and then Cross Guild will start heading towards the One Piece. That way you have a battle royale. Luffy, Blackbeard, Cross Guild going all at it. There you can have Zoro finally beating Mihawk to be, you know, the Master Swordsman after he defeats Shiryu or something like that, right? You could have that. That's like the moment where you could have Zoro beat Mihawk to become the world's strongest swordsman before the final climax, for the final climax, or for whatever it is. At least that's how I view this stuff, right? But this chapter is very interesting. It definitely something feels way off, and I think like Doflamingo maybe join I Met My Rooster. What? You mean like wait for what game? Oh, you mean like if you were in charge of this game, you had Doflamingo join? Is that what you're saying, or I'm not sure I understand. So yeah, I think there's something going on here, and I think it has something to do with whoever is in charge of this castle. He has a devil fruit ability, and I think he's playing a game with these guys. They're acting like they are in a JRPG. Now, whether or not he's able to control their movements is a different story. What it could be is that this guy, whoever's in charge, is game testing. That this guy could literally be game testing whatever his devil fruit ability is, whatever his powers are, and like he's game testing this game to eventually be used later on, you know, for something like that. So I don't know. Maybe the cat level up into a lion for beating Usopp. That could also be a thing, right? Like the lion leveled up, like the cat leveled up to a lion. That will be the final stage of, you know, of a cat, technically, because the lion is like the most powerful feline among the feline chain, right? It could be related to literally Pokemon evolution or Digimon evolution, you know? Like Agumon digivolves to War Greymon, and then when they lose, they transform back into their base state, or you know, their state when they hatch. That could be a thing. I think all of this is some sort of game, and literally Oda is playing around this idea that he is essentially, whoever this person is that owns this place, he's combining all these game mechanics, because Oda, in one of the author notes that he did for Shonen Jump, talked about Pokemon a lot. Oda is a gamer. Oda has talked about Pokemon. In one of them, he talked about buying this Rayquaza like noodle fountain thing, where like noodle will flow down this Rayquaza fucking thing, and then he will eat noodles that way. So it's like, I think that's what's happening. I think that this person is a game tester, or like is creating a game, and the Straw Hats literally are the characters, the players of this game, and he's game testing. The cat could have, you know, evolved into a lion. He could be equipping, unequipping, you know, the characters, you know, weaponry, their equipment constantly to game test to see, like, you know, how would they look, right? We have Luffy missing the straw hat. It's so interesting. It is very interesting what is happening here. And literally the person who is the sun god could be the one who is in charge of this place, as if like he's testing them in like a JRPG or some sort. That is what I'm going with as my idea of like what exactly is happening here. Because it just seems so strange that Oda would make these mistakes. I just do not feel like Oda would be making all these mistakes accidentally. Because there's so many people who work on One Piece, like assistants and stuff like that, that would catch certain things. Only a few things would be missed, but I'm sure they would catch a lot of things. Like his editor, his assistants would catch certain things. So I think Oda's doing this on purpose because he's trying to show us that someone is controlling, you know, what they are wearing. Because again, we don't know who dressed them. What if it's literally, you know, this game tester or this person who created this game is the one causing all these outfit changes as well. I hope the Devil Fruit from Slimy the Exalt, I don't know how to pronounce that, comes up. The sun is gone. That is where the fruit grew. Slimy the, I don't know what that is. Oh, it's like the thing from Minecraft, isn't it? Oh, it's cute. I like it. Oh, it's cute. Ah, look at him. He has such a little cute face. Aww. Wow. They're adorable looking. Are they poisonous or something? So that'd be pretty cool. And also, Legos is a game. Remember, Legos are still, you could play around with Legos as a game, kind of like Minecraft. The Legos could literally be representation of like Minecraft. Minecraft is a game where you can create things with blocks. It just fits that there are part of a game, like a video game that somebody is either testing or creating alongside them as the main characters of this game. Like, that's just how I feel like this is what is happening. Law and the bear might appear here. The bear could be transformer controlled. That happens to Chopper. I don't think Law will appear. Law and Beppo. I don't know. I don't know how far they are from Elbaf because they went to a different direction. But correct me if I'm wrong. Law and Beppo were heading to Elbaf, right? Or am I confusing that? Because I remember they talked about how like one of the log posters that Kid, Law, and Luffy got were like one of them would lead them to Elbaf first. Is that correct, or am I mistaken? Because I don't remember. Remember the 1st of September. No, it's not the 1st of September. Yeah. To me, I think this is all just a game based on someone's Devil Fruit ability, and the Straw Hats are the main characters. But yeah, I mean, Long Pepper could show up. I mean, at this point, anyone could show up. But I do think that because the only supernova that we have not seen yet would be Yorogue. We still don't know anything about Yorogue. The only thing we really know about him is that he has like wings on the back, which is very similar to like the Birkins, which was a civilization up on Sky Island. So I think Yorogue will probably be the best person to show up in Elbaf, and we're talking about the supernovas. But yeah, overall, this chapter was really good. I thought this chapter was pretty good. My one critique about it is that I wasn't too happy about the way Oda kind of represents Nami here, because she like is panicking and scared, which is understandable. That's just her character. I get that. I really do get that. At the same time, it's like she showed so much bravery and confidence in Wano. I feel like he should showcase that a lot more. I will say though, the area that she is, she doesn't know where she is, and at least she understood where she was in Onigashima a little bit. So she's like she was scared a lot in Wano, but at the same time, when she had to confront like Ulti and stuff like that, she was still running away, but at least she because Ulti attacking Tama. So you know, it's like, yeah. I just feel like Nami's portrayal here was it was a little not great for me, simply just because of that. But I think in general, she was still able to legit kill not only a bug, but she was able to destroy the hedgehog and then deal damage to the cat, which is great. That showcases her powers. And then Zeus disappeared. Also, did she lose her climb attack? We should have climb attack there. As she falls, we do not see her having it, so it's possible that she lost her climb attack. And alongside Zeus. Because I do not see it on her or anywhere else. Yeah, it seems like she doesn't have a climb attack. Interesting. Yeah, I don't see her climb attack. I think she might have lost it or dropped it when she fell onto the cat, which might also be another plot line. So that would be very interesting. A few days later, while the crews were loading up cargo to Kage Port, Kid, Luffy, and Law try to decide between themselves new sea routes for each of them to follow, with Law setting for the northeastern pass while mocking Luffy and Kid for their childish knowledge of navigation. Right. The northeastern path was towards Elbaf, right? Oh, excuse me. Fucking hell. Nothing is passable. I can live in kid with a child knowledge. Navigation doesn't say Elbaf. Okay. So I mean, of course, anything is possible. Like Oda could literally make Law and Beppo show up on Elbaf. But I think that it will be better for Law and Beppo, whatever, to not show up on Elbaf, simply because I feel like they shouldn't rely on the Straw Hats too much. You get what I'm saying? I feel like they should be on their own adventure. Or like, you know, find a way to save their comrades differently and not rely on the Straw Hats. Because I'm sure Law's pride wouldn't fucking call for it, but we'll see. For all we know, Law could join Cross Guild. Law could be headed towards Cross Guild. You never know. And then he might request Cross Guild to go after Blackbeard or some shit like that, you know? That'll be an interesting twist. That he joins Cross Guild. I think that'll be pretty interesting. Or he meets up with Shanks. Because what I think is going to be the next route for Shanks is that he's going after Blackbeard, or Blackbeard and Shanks' path is going to cross. Shanks' crew might wind up seeing both Law and Beppo's, you know, storming the seas, you know, carrying Law away, and Shanks and his crew sees this, they save him, and they land on Shanks' ship, and they tell him what happened with Blackbeard and stuff like that, right? Who knows? Maybe that could start the path towards Shanks meeting up with Blackbeard to fight. And that could be a thing. That'll at least be different than like Law relying on the Straw Hats again, right? It will at least give like a little bit a different incentive for just give a different feel instead of the same thing. You get what I'm saying? So that could be a possibility. Because I think Shanks is concerned about Blackbeard, and I think his path is making him go that way. So we'll see. Yeah. I am very interested to see exactly what happens next. I'm very interested. Sadly, we will have to wait an extra 2 weeks because, god damn it, there will be a break next week. But I'm really excited to check this out. Interesting. This one doesn't have it is a very similar design, but it doesn't have the cross, it looks like, on the crown. Sorry, I'm looking at this this other line from like color spread. Let me show you guys. There's this line here. Oh my, why did this chat just show up here? Whatever. You see, there's this line here. It doesn't, it's a very similar design, but that could just be like literally just how Oda draws cats in general. So they kind of like, you know, like combine to one another. But interesting. G, who is a very good friend of mine, who is a very big Nami fan. The Lion's Crown design has crossed symbol really similar to the one that Jimba and Pangea Castle with the giant straw hat is. But it doesn't seem like it's the same design as the one in chapter the lion and the cat in chapter 1127. So unfortunately, I don't think that counts. But let's take a look at the wonderful world of One Piece Twitter. Because everybody loves One Piece Twitter. Trust me, everybody does. Everybody loves One Piece Twitter, damn it. Romance Dawn is crazy because why is Garp a pirate? Yeah. That was like one of the initial designs of Garp for Romance Dawn. Who wins in a fight? Episode 1, Deku or Kaido King the Beast? What? What kind of fucking question is this? What kind of question is this? Block Fruit model Lego? I think it's a little bit different from that. I initially thought that maybe that would be the case, that he would have like a Block Fruit that's like model Lego. But the thing is that they don't like Nami questioning like why the floor seems a little bumpy tells me that Legos do not exist in the One Piece world, right? Now it could be like material based, but I do think like I said before, that whoever is running this castle literally has a devil fruit that is literally making the Straws play a part of his game. I can't see shit. Fuck you, what? So over Luffy? Who would you recruit for your crew? Soga King, Chopper Man, Soba Mask. Soga King. Fuck yeah. Who would win? Yeah, I don't fuck with none of the Elbaf fits so far. This fit is so horrible. What the fuck? It's the X Drake fit. What? Nobody likes the X Drake fit? This is literally what X Drake wore. I thought everybody loved X Drake. What is this? What is this? Why are we complaining about this? Genso no Mi, illusion fruit. Hey, Chisandi, what's up? Hey, Looney, how are you? How's the new chapter? The new chapter was fun. I'm not gonna lie, the new chapter was a lot of fun. There's a lot of things going on in it that seem a little weird. So it's very curious to see like people like predicting stuff like that, right? So I'm very interested to see exactly what this is. I have a theory of my own, and it's very fun. But overall, the chapter was great. I did feel like Nami was a little bit too scared, like too much of a scaredy cat. That I felt like, you know, because of what happened in the previous arc, and not previous arc, well, the previous arc too, because she was very much confident in like what she was doing. Like there were moments where she was scared, but she was like instantly ready to go to battle. And what we see in this chapter, she was more so running scared again, which kind of bothered me a little bit. But at the same time, it is Nami, so it's not too far off that, like, you know, if she doesn't know where she is or like what's going on, she gets more scared. And Egghead, at least she has an understanding of what they need to do, so she's more confident in that. But also the arc before Egghead, there was just like, there were moments in Onigashima where like she literally showcased how brave she was and showcased her strength, and I feel like this chapter kind of like pushed her back a little bit. But other than that, it was a pretty good chapter. There's a lot of interesting stuff going on that I'm very, very curious to like finding out and like learning about it in the next chapter, though the next chapter is in 2 weeks. If Vivi's not your favorite One Piece girl, deactivate. She is not, so I won't deactivate. You know, if time has passed, Goro Majima is better than Shanks. I mean, Goro Majima. 40 minutes and no, like... Wow. Alright. Get W side to witness. I don't care about polls. Thoughts on my power scaling tier list. Oh, boy. Oh boy. Joy Boy, S+, Joy Boy, Emu, Roxy, Zepic, Goldie Roger, Garp Prime, Whitebeard Prime. S. Sengoku, Dragon, Rayleigh, Shiki, Blackbeard, Garp, Whitebeard, Shanks, Mihawk, Akainu, Kuzan, Garling, Warcry. Sengoku Old. A. Luffy, Kaido. Okay. B. Big Mom on B. I don't know. I feel like Big Mom should be on the A list because she took a lot of damage from like Law and Kid. So I don't think she should be on B. Nusjuro should not be on B. What is that? That is nonsense. That is nonsense. Is Foxy going to join Cross Guild? I don't know if we'll see Foxy. It's still a possibility. Oh, that's the reason like Shiki should not be up here on S tier. Like, what the fuck is going on? I don't know. It's tough to say whether or not we'll see Foxy again. You done reading the chapter? Nice. Kizaru, I mean, he should at least be A tier. Green Bull, I don't mind him being B tier. That's fine. Fujitora, Fujitora should be A tier. How Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn should not be fucking B tier. Odin should not. What the fuck? Oh, oh my god! What is this list? Oh my head. Emu's like Emu tier. Dude just one shot a girl side the dude he gave power to. Exactly. Although that's more in that his powers were connected to, you know, his powers were essentially connected to the girl side. So it's like that's like instant death once he removes the connection. So true. Beckman as C, Beckman should be B. Sabo as a C, Sabo should be B. Really old? He is old, so C seems fine. Shiryu C, Yamato as a C? Yamato could be a C is fine, I guess. Zoro C, Laura C, Kid C, Sanji C, Marco C. Okay. Bonnie, Kuma, S-Hawk, S-Hawk, S-Bear, and S-Snake should be at least C. Like, even like, maybe not. Ace is dead. Rob Lucci, Kobe, Boa Hancock, King, Jinbei, Jozu, Killer Queen. Katakuri on E instead of D. That is shocking to me. Katakuri should not be below King. I don't see that. I don't see that as a thing. I think Katakuri and King are very well matched up. Miguel is an F? I mean, I don't know about that. Alright, power tiers. What are you gonna do? And Joy Boy is also Joy Boy tier. Dude, Hockey's so strong. Dude, Hockey 5-0 man back to the palace and made him blast away. Exactly. Although we don't know. Well, I think what that was is that because the Emu felt the Joy Boy's Hockey, that's why they were pushed back. Because I think their ability, like, they were teleported because of Emu's power. When Emu felt Joy Boy's Hockey, that means that essentially Emu was, weakened, felt weak, and, the connection he had with the other Gorosei kind of like a little bit disconnected, and it caused them to be pulled back. I think that's what happened. Because there definitely is some sort of connection between Emu and the Gorosei. People are in here starting gender-bait arguments, reporting to people who react to them. What the fuck? Rank these characters in terms of aura. Jesus Christ, aura. Alright. Aura? I hate ranking shit like this. I hate ranking shit like this. Fine, I'll fucking play. Shanks, Akainu. What does aura even mean in this situation? Maybe a giant changed the clothes while they were sleeping in KO. It's definitely possible. It is. I think whoever it is the one who owns the castle that they're currently in. What is this? What is this devil fruit? Tricky no me. How menacing they are? I mean, if they're talking about how menacing, it will probably be Shanks, Akainu, Dragon, Mihawk, Luffy from time to time. I feel like Zoro is a little bit more menacing than Luffy, but when Luffy goes into that, like what he did with Lucci in the anime, where he goes from silent to like looking like the fucking devil or like a demon, that's a different story. So it's like Luffy is variable because most of the time, I don't know. I hate ranking it like that. Shanks the minority one of Zoro. He gave it to Shanks off screen. Yes. Power scale has actually ruined the way people read, watch anime, manga. You bitches never have fun. Nami's power scale of hierarchy? Okay. Oh, they're talking about how, like, she called Luffy Zoro Sanji-kun. Oh, that's what she's talking about. Yeah, so when the spoilers first came out for this chapter, people literally fucking decided that the way Nami called out to each one is, like, the hierarchy of, like, who she thinks is the strongest. I mean, sure. I mean, I don't care. If you want that, whatever. I don't care enough. I don't think that's the case. I do think that the ranking is perfectly accurate because of the way, like, you know, Luffy fought Kaido, Zoro fought King, Sanji fought Queen. In the Beast Pirates hierarchy, that's essentially the same, you know, order, right? But again, it's like all this does is just cause more drama and just arguments. But it's not really surprising that she calls Luffy first, simply because, like, anytime she calls out for the crew, it's always Luffy and the others and stuff like that. So it's not that surprising that she calls Luffy first. Usopp over Jinbei? Okay. Nobody's. What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? Aw. Interesting. Why would that even be his awakening, though? Like, it just looks like his human point. Like, how is that different from his human point? I don't get it. Because she is a captain, he is one of the strongest. I mean, yeah. That's literally it. There's one character more between Akainu and Aokiji that means the list is ass. What is this? As promised, here's the real top 10 of all time list. Mihawk, Roxy Zebek, Akainu, Whitebeard, Dragon Roger, Blackbeard. What? Mihawk first? I don't know about that. What? What? No, Roger would be first. If we're not counting Joy Boy, Roger will be first. What? Imagine if Chopper Wiki turns into a little human. I'm a real boy. I mean, that could be a possibility. That could literally be a possibility where, like, instead of him being a beast slash monster slash animal, like that kind of animal, he could literally become human. That could be his awakening. That's not a bad idea. But, like, yeah, Roger should be up there first. Followed, I think, by Whitebeard. Then I think Roxy Zebek. Then after that is, you know, up for grabs. I think, out of this group, I think Aokiji is last. I think Aokiji is last in this group. No way Aokiji is weaker than, stronger than Shanks. I kind of, but Roger, yeah, this is why I hate. This is why I hate shit like this, because there's this weird agenda people have. They come up with these bad takes, you know. Is it true that Akainu is one of the strongest Marines? Yes. Yes. He is, in fact, the top of the Marines. Now, if you talk about world government, that's a different story, because you have to include the Gorosei and Imu. But in terms of Marines, yes, Akainu's at the top because he is the fleet admiral. The three goats. Yeah, Nami Rubber not wearing pants for the rest of the story. Jesus Christ. Who draws ass better, Oda or Fujimoto? Fucking hell. Who's your best hear me outs? Alright. Only 12 panels, gear 4 mistake, Luffy's sword keeps changing to an axe, Nami's sword keeps disappearing. Zoro with goggles. I'm telling you, I think it's way more than what people think. I'm not reading that. Yes, Luffy apparently ate the Mighty Year God. Zoro Oda versus Zolo Viz. Jesus Christ. Well, I'm pretty sure Oda almost always does in the order when they met the Strides, just like Luffy always calls for the Strides in the order they joined the crew, except that Usopp joined the crew before Sanji, so that's not the reason why. That is definitely not the reason why. Can we get a week of One Piece without power scaling? No, the fuck? That's literally what most One Piece fans care about. That's literally Nami with Zoop stop giving Sanji feats that are not his. What? Bro, look at the damage Sanji completely cooked this lion. Whoa. I mean, he did do damage, but like the burnt stuff that was from Nami's attack. It was from the lightning she used on him. Who else thinks Shanks actually wanted Luffy to eat the devil? I don't. Here's the thing. I don't believe he wanted Luffy to eat the devil fruit. I think Shanks wanted to give it to Ace. But before he could, Luffy ate it. Much stronger than Garp? Prime Garp? Probably not. But currently, right now, he's definitely stronger than Garp. Is someone pretending to be Nika? That is my question. Someone is trying to pretend to be the Great Sun God. We will see. I can't believe that 24 years after it was first mentioned in the manga, we finally arrived at Elbaf, but these two scenes still confuse me. The Straw Hats won't head to Elbaf until they find Luffy and Co. Doesn't that technically mean they never head to Elbaf? I mean... I don't know. I mean, it's an interesting question. I mean, I don't know about that. It's an interesting question. More than likely, they probably will head to Elbaf. Do you think Dragon knows Luffy's joy because what the hell does Dragon mean by the world is waiting for our answer? The world is waiting for our answer is essentially him talking about him and the Revolutionary Army. That's what he means. That the world is waiting for the answer that we will essentially tell the world about how corrupt the world government is and like what they plan on doing. I'm assuming is what he means by their answer. So even Gear 5 can't defeat Akainu? That's a different story. I do think Gear 5 could defeat Akainu. Because you have to remember, it's either going to be Luffy or Sabo who's going to defeat Akainu. And I think Gear 5 is strong enough where like Gear 5 would be able to just because of that's how the story dictates it. I have a feeling Akainu and Luffy are BFF, and then Kong will the primary marine antagonist. What? But why say it after saving Luffy? Well, no, he wasn't saying it after saving Luffy. Smoker asked him something specific. All right, Smoker asked him, the world government is after your head, and then he responded, not like, the world is still waiting for our answer, so he's not gonna be captured. Like he knows the world government is looking for his head, but he is not, ready to be captured. So because he is still waiting to give the answer, that the Revolutionary Army is still waiting to give the answer. Is what I'm saying. He saved Luffy because Dragon, Luffy's his son, so that's why he saved him. Yeah, it had nothing to do with Luffy. Akainu and Luffy be BFF and then Kong will be... No. Akainu and Luffy will definitely not be BFFs because he literally killed Ace. There's no way Luffy will ever be friends with Akainu. That would be really bizarre. That would be a really bizarre thing for Oda to do. As a whole, why do you all put dead people in the current top #1 list? I mean, I don't really care enough. So much nostalgia chapter with the East Blue Squad. East Blue Squad! Can someone tell me why Nami says everyone's name without any honorifics but adds Ku to Sanji? I don't know Japanese. The reason why is essentially, I think Oda explained it in one of the SBSs. Sanji calls Nami Nami-san. As a sign of respect for the fact that he does that, she calls him Sanji-kun. Honorifics usually are like the more polite way to address somebody. Or like not really the polite way, but it's like polite, especially if like, you're at like the. It's just Nami's just showing some at least some respect to Sanji because he calls her Nami-san. That's really it. I think that's how he explained it in the SBS, if I'm not mistaken. PS5 controller went from $699 to $74.99. That because it's a new controller. They did an update on the controller. That's why it went up in price. It's like a new version of the controller. Luffy is hallucinating everything. He got knocked out by Alvida and he's currently dreaming everything. Oh god. If you ain't know this by now, I worry for you. Oh god. Real ones agree with this? Okay. I swear to god, that's all people talk about. That's really all people talk about. Zoro's ugly as fuck. Admiral taking Elbaf because I was going to extreme diff with the cat. What? Still saying stick drift. All controllers will eventually have stick drift, High Champ. Because stick drift is all about dust. It's all about dust and it affecting the sensor inside the controller. Most anticipated One Piece fight: Luffy versus Blackbeard. Surprised Luffy versus Emu isn't on here. One Piece. Okay. I knew you bitches were gonna push this. Gear 2 and 3 can be considered bugs, but Gear 4 effectively changes the properties of Luffy's body. To an extent, because Gear 2 is causing Luffy's blood to pump faster. He's able to do that because of his rubber body. Gear 3 is pushing air into his bone mass. Gear 4 is him pushing air into not only his muscles, but it's him pushing air into his muscles and then coating them with hockey. That's essentially what Gear 4 is. You know the original 3 Animal Justice broke and start wavering their own conviction, like how Kiji's like done with Marines and is a damn pirate now? And Kizaru, after killing Vagabond, says fuck this shit and give up after Egghead and like the strides do whatever, not even interfering after. I wonder how Akainu will waver. I don't think so. I think Akainu's justice and Akainu's fortitude with like the Marines and the world government is too strong for him to waver. He might think it differently once he finds out, you know, about everything with Emu and stuff like that, but he's not gonna be like Aokiji. He's not gonna become a pirate. He's just gonna be pissed off that he didn't know any of this, is more than likely. But kind of gives a shit about his friend though. Yes, but think about it this way. The first thing Akainu asked Kizaru wasn't like, hey, are you okay? Hey bro, are you okay? He asked him about the mission. Does he really care about his friend? Maybe. But why is it that he cared about, you know, about the mission instead of, you know, asking Kizaru, is he okay? He realized his mistake because he was taking the job too seriously, right? But that's part of Akainu. He takes his job incredibly seriously. Fooled me. They were final dialogue cuts from Oda and Nikas confirmed it before Ross came out. Those editors made a mistake. What? They're saying this is a mistranslation. It might be cut. Well, yeah. In order to find out whether or not that is a mistranslation, we have to look at the official when the officials come out. Oda, call it quits, old man. He's not that old. He's 49. He's not that old. I'm telling you, I think there's way more things happening here than just it being errors. Big Mom is a slut, not gonna lie. The fuck? That is so random. It's literally the fucking design of X Drake. Who will be the villain of Elbaf? Loki. I don't think that's the real Luffy. Kizaru Victor. Oh my god, that is an inch. Wow, look at that. That is pretty cool. That's pretty cool coloring. Oh, is a man of culture? Hentai. To be fair, he is in the Navy and his mission is first, and after he realizes his mistake, he apologized, showing that even he can waive it, but I wonder how Oda will make a kind of waive it, considering how he already won. He already know the girl side is bad, and besides, we still have a kind of boss, damn Kong. How is Oda gonna shoehorn Kong into the story? Do we even know Kong is alive? I actually don't know if he's alive still. But, it would be really awful. It would be not awful, but I don't think it's good writing that to make a kind of waiver. I just don't. He has to be like one of the leaders of like, you know, the world government in the final conflict. Him wavering will just mess up a lot of things. Why would he waver? Why would he give a shit? Like, Akainu is merciless. He cares about his form of justice more than anything. You know, like he fought Aokiji. He didn't care. He wanted to be Fleet Admiral, and he fought Aokiji for like how was it, like 6 days straight? I don't think he like, you're giving him too much confidence that he might switch up. He's not going to. Why is Zoro just so fruity? Wow. Hell, disgusting. Yeah, so one of the things, the whole thing with the Sanji hug thing is that some random person who wants to be a leaker so badly, saw like someone else who's also trying to be a leaker, who has gotten stuff right from time to time. He saw an emoji that he posted about like the hug emoji, and like for some strange reason his brain thought Sanji and Nami were hugging this chapter, which apparently did not come true. So that's where that whole Sanji Nami hug came from. In case anyone was curious about it. No matter how fun the power scaling stuff is, the people take the combo attack seriously and scale it without joking are so stupid. Oh, Sanji used Ifrit to match Luffy and Zoro-based attacks. Nah, man, he did it because he was angry. I mean, yeah, that's what I think it was. Who would win, Shanks versus Prime Whitebeard? Prime Whitebeard, I think. Huh? Sanji is currently the only one in the monster trio that can use his latest powers with absolutely no drawbacks. I mean, possible. I don't know. Should we retire Agenda Piece? Yes. Yes, get rid of Agenda Piece. It is horrible. No, you're not wrong. Stuff like that is happening. Your theory. Is Nami ever going to use Zeus like this? Nami could easily have that one day. I want Nami to use Zeus like that. Honestly, I do want Nami to use Zeus like that. The question is because the only reason why Big Mom was able to do it because it was Big Mom's soul. Like, I know that Zeus is still connected to Big Mom's soul in some sort of capacity. So I think that it's likely that she can't do that so far. Or like currently. So we'll see. But yeah. Shinzai know the perfect way for a monster to emerge. It's a hallucination. Either that or this is Loki's shape-shifting abilities. Loki as shape-shifting as Luffy? I mean, I would not be surprised by that. Big Mom's devil fruit is hacks, fuck. Oh yeah, it's definitely his hacks. Yeah, except Oda loves to nerf certain devil fruit abilities, sadly. What the fuck? Oh, that looks like AI. Yeah, that's the AI. Yeah, that's AI. That's fucking gross. The black panel. There was a black panel. Looks like Usopp on the verge of passing out. Looks like when Nami woke up, he was on the verge of getting out of his dream state. I mean, I still think there is some sort of like hallucinations could be involved in this, but I feel like whoever is running this castle has some sort of devil fruit ability that's like transforming things into like some sort of game, and the Straw Hats are the players. How does the third party fit? So in terms of the third party stuff, in terms of like my idea of what this could be, I think what it is that like it could be that, yeah, that's like the one thing that like really is like very difficult to find out, because that does kind of fuck up with both the hallucination stuff as well as my theory of it being like some sort of like ability where like he's forcing him to play like a game. So I don't know. It's hard to say like why the third parties are reacting to certain things. It could be that whoever's doing this is teleporting certain stuff like the bugs and stuff like that away. You know, kind of like putting them in like, you know, outside of like your workspace. I don't know. That's like the one thing that really fucks with a lot of people's theories. That panel of like the giants talking shit like that. Yeah, it's so weird. The Green Fairy could be the cause of some sort of double, but it would make sense now if they're able to go in between realms. Asgard, Muspelheim, Nidavellir, Helheim, Niflheim, Jotunheim, Vanaheim, Alfheim, Midgard. I mean, yeah, like the 9 worlds in Norse mythology could very well be playing a factor in all this. It definitely can. So we'll see. Just put your soul into a stealth bomber? No. Why would I do that? Luffy 1010, no notes, perfection 710. Loki got it on for real. The swords, a weird choice, fits the night theme, I guess. 310. Did he get dressed in the dark? He looks like the fusion between the Beast and the Foxy Pirates. Again, it's X-Drake. It's X-Drake's costume. Bro, name one thing Luffy would refuse to eat. I'm sure he'll probably refuse to eat another human. The fuck it? Oh, God. Zoro make a better captain than Luffy? Alright. I don't want to discuss that topic again. Is this Oda's fake Usopp death's foreshadowing which might occur in Elbaf arc? What? If everyone had a badass character design, Yo would not downplay as much as you all do. I mean, people downplay what's her face for the Vice Admiral, the one of the new ones in Egghead. They downplay her. Look at the best Albert, and it's definitely Luffy. Apparently, it's an intentional mistake. Interesting. Wapol Devil Fruit is OP Kirby Fruit? Oh, yeah, no question. It's literally the same thing. Yeah, it's literally the same design and ability. It definitely is. All right. That's funny. Sorry, I'm extremely tired. I was at work today. How bad is it going to take 3 years minimum? I hate that so much because we will get to a period where it becomes unreadable just like Wano. Huh? Whose design is best here? I mean, I'm going to go with Nami. But I'm just being biased at that point. Will post Lodestar Robin be current Zoro level in terms of strength? Will post Elbaf Usopp be current Sanji level in terms of strength? Oh, it's a troll post. Oh, I see. Wow. Alright. The ass is... Jesus Christ. It definitely is Luffy, but I'm voting anything Nami. It's literally almost the same exact panel. That's nuts. I went to take Luffy and someone else showed up here since Luffy and the squad got lost. I don't know. How many days has passed? Do we even know how many days has passed? The only thing we know is that after 2 days of sailing, the Thousand Sunny disappeared. I don't think they were knocked out for 2 days. They were knocked out for a day, so I don't know. I don't know about that. I mean, it's clearly a mistake. Is it, though? I mean, we won't know until the official comes out. The 2020 chopper shot dead in Zero Block. What? They finally eat the dogs? Fuck, they did eat dogs. They were eating wolves. Fantastic female cast. Oda's got maybe 6 pages left before the Usopp discourse gets out of control. Usopp will get something. Calm down. Also, people need to realize that Usopp's not going to suddenly become as strong as like Zoro or Sanji or Luffy. He's more than likely going to be weaker than most of the Straw Hats because that's just who his character is supposed to be. That doesn't mean he can't get like a power-up or like something that, you know, makes him look cool or effective in some sort of way. I just don't see him. I just think that people's expectations for Usopp are going to be disappointed anyway. Is probably what's going to happen. Which is a shame, but we'll see. What the hell is this? then we basically we basically have the same thing over and over again. There's not. This is why this is like One Piece Twitter is so. It's like One Piece conversations are kind of like so. A lot of them are like very disappointing because at the end of the day, it's the same stuff over and over again. You have the power scalers, you have people repeating the same things over and over again. There's not much conversation. Now, granted, this could literally just be like, just this community itself. I do want to, maybe I could click on Explore. The only problem is that if I click on Explore, it might result in some dangerous stuff. To put it lightly. But I could do this, I guess. Said, you have to be very careful. Trying to see if like there's any interesting idea theory. Interesting. Where is it? There we go. So this is Merlin D. Wizard. He does a lot of chapter analysis on Twitter. He has an interesting idea. We begin the chapter by observing giants in conversation. They speak about putting out a fire to protect Yggdrasil. Yggdrasil is a mythical tree from Norse mythology. It contains 9 realms in which different races and beings live. Here's some more info on this tree. Yes, that's essentially what Yggdrasil is. I can't read that. Who could read that? It's blurry as shit. It could be that the World Tree of One Piece possesses these same realms. It appears that these realms assemble to create the most familiar shape. We will see more history of Nika revealed soon. Each Straw Hat being in a different Elbaf realm will be insane, and this will mirror the time skip after Shibodi. Okay. Interesting. Luffy Asgard, Zoro Helheim, Sanji Muspelheim, Midgard the Asgard, Alpenheim, Jotunheim, Vanaheim. I would not be surprised if Elbaf is separated into these different types of, like, what would you call them? Prefectures. Like how Japan has different prefectures for different things. I would not be surprised if, like, Elbaf is separated into that. I don't think there's gonna be like realms or something like that. I just think that Elbaf could be literally just simply like a big island that has different like areas. You know, that's my guess. Like, would they do something where they like the Straw Hats were teleported into like a realm? I mean, it's a possibility because of the way the Thousand Sunny disappeared, right? It could be. It could be possible. I don't know.
What's interesting to know here is the source of this fire. Where exactly did it come from? I believe this is a piece of legendary foreshadowing. Ikanos' hellfire will bring Ragnarok to Elbaf in your attempt to destroy Yggdrasil. Now, Ragnarok being a thing is interesting. Like, I do think that there's a possibility that we could get, like, some sort of event that is Ragnarok. But, what if it's not Akainu who does it? What if it's Luffy? Remember, right? Remember that Fisherman Island is going to be destroyed by someone with a straw hat. Why not the same thing with Elbaf? You know? Now, granted, I don't think it's going to be destroyed in the normal sense that, you know, that people think it will be, just like how, you know, people don't think it will be Fisherman Island will be destroyed in like the normal sense that we think about it, you know, in that regard. So it's gonna be very interesting to see if like maybe Luffy causes Ragnarok, because he has already eaten apparently one of the gods, the Mighty Ear god. So who knows? After all, Ragnarok is the destruction of like Asgard and the rest of and the rest of the 9 realms. So I think, who knows, maybe Luffy already started doing that when he ate the fucking Mighty Ear god. We then move to the Big Sign Castle. Everything's made of Lego. Yggdrasil can be seen at a distance from the castle. Could this castle be part of Asgard, home of the Norse Aesir gods? It was most likely Zeus's voice we heard at the end of the last chapter. We see him assist Nami defeating a massive beast. She had absolutely no idea how she got there. It seems whoever did it, Loki took great care in this setting up. We have seen giant insects like this before in Jaya. Could it be that they originated in Elbaf and became invasive species in Jaya? Maybe Nolan has been to Elbaf and he brought them back. Is it the same species? Huh? I mean, I don't know. It's hard to tell. It could just be Oda's design on how he draws bees. Speaking of Jaya, the flag seen on top of the castle appears most similar to the emblem of the Brisk Kingdom. The symbol on the cat's crown is also similar. Could we see more connection to arcs like Jaya's Skypiea soon? I mean, possible. That doesn't look like it's the same thing, though. It seems like this could be a symbol of certain connections with the ancient kingdom in a way. The reason why they this and this symbol and that symbol look similar is because maybe the ancient kingdom and the alliances all had like something similar, right? It's possible. I don't know. Nami shouts for crewmates tossed into a strange world. Is she in a dream? This sounds a ton like Alice in Wonderland. I heard about the Alice in Wonderland theory. Nami meets up with Usopp as they run from a giant cat. Important to note here that the cat has a crown. Could this be Loki in a different form, or perhaps a creation of his? The crown also appears similar. Concentric circle garden and peculiar eyes. Could this place be under the influence of Emu? I mean that seems like a little stretch. That's just cat eyes. As they run, more emphasis is placed on the green fairy drink. If the giants below are seeing the ramification of the shrines in the castle above, then it must be real, right? Could all of this really be a dream? The cat turns into a lion. The term werecat is associated with many world mythologies. However, lion transformations are often linked to royalty. Could this be further linked between the cat and Loki? Oh, there you go. There's that Loki and cat connection. They just beat the shit out of Loki. The Atossa takes him to the courtyard of the castle. Nami uses Usopp as a shield. Zora has used him as a sword in the past. I have high hopes for him in this arc. Alright, that's interesting. That's an interesting choice. We get a new legendary depiction of a monster tree combat attack. The scene has sparked much debate. Yeah. Other crew has been changed to Elbaf Viking Team Alphas. How is this possible? This seems to be one of the biggest questions so far. Could this be the work of a devil fruit? Mysterious cats, curious rabbits, and a waking dream. We must be in Wonderland now, my friends. The cats leave themselves in, studded with Lego bricks and seemingly floating high up. And that does it. I don't know about the Alice in Wonderland idea, but at this point, it's so mysterious to see like what exactly could be happening here. I don't know. I think every theory is viable until we find out something in the next couple of chapters. So we'll see. It just sucks that we have to wait 2 weeks for it. Right, let me see if I can find anything else. Yeah, the whole thing with the whole thing regarding like Loki and the cat seems to be like a very popular theory amongst people.
Like, I wouldn't be surprised if that is the case. It'd just be a little weird. And we know that Oda's silhouettes don't tend to always reflect, doesn't always end up being the same shape anyway. Like the whole thing with Kaido and Big Mom, where the silhouettes were slightly different. And then when Kaido and Big Mom revealed their designs were different. So I don't know. I feel like that's not going to be the case. We'll see. I think people are just taking the idea of it being like three crowned. The crown having like three of the whatever the fuck they are. A little too literally. I don't think that's going to be the case. I mean, it's still a possibility. I'm not saying I'm not giving it a fat no or fat thumbs down. I don't know. It's just very hard for me to see it. They did have the chapter did very much have like that straw hat energy type of arc, like a very classic One Piece arc, because of like, the East Blue 5 thing is fucking great. I love it. Oda, give me the full picture of the World Tree. Do not hold back. Make it the most majestic art piece ever. He did make it pretty. Although, Oda always draws Nami very pretty. Oh, Teki. The fuck? What? Oda's 100% doing an Alabasta callback. We even have the Alabasta crew, which seems to be Alba. Vivi's coming back this arc. I don't know about Vivi coming back. I don't know about that. I don't know what that is. I don't want to scroll down because that might be Yabai. Okay, it's not. No, that's not what that was. Middleway. No, I know that account. That account is very famous for like coming up with some of the strangest, Sanji ideas and theories. Yes, this is okay. So yeah, this was the image I was talking about, like how like Luffy's outfit is very similar to like an old drawing that Oda did. This is the one. It was drawn in volume 2. Nice. I mean, yourself a running, you're so bad. Now, where are all the people that called Peter because Hanga kicked the cat? Well, there's a difference. The difference is this cat was attacking them and being violent.
The one that Hancock kicked was literally playing a game of ball. That's the difference. Learn context, please. It's supposed to be a...
But, if that is the case, if that's what it's supposed to be a reference to,
How is that supposed to... How is that Viking related? That's the thing that confused me about that. If you want to go that route, how is that like Viking Norse mythology related? That's right, Usopp did change bags. Right, forgot to mention that. Luffy going from no blade to sword to axe. Luffy not having a straw hat. This might happen only in Nami's mind. She kept talking about hallucinations and stuff. Well, she doesn't. Well, that's a. Well, here's the thing.
how would she know which of the Straw Hats were on the Thousand Sunny? That idea doesn't necessarily work because who does she know was on there? Like, who was on, on the Thousand Sunny? Like, Robert could have been on there before she moved. Maybe she woke up earlier and moved to the giant ship. To me, that doesn't make any sense because most of them were passed out. So how would that make any, how would they know who exactly was, who would be there? She wouldn't know.
It doesn't work necessarily in my opinion, but like I said, anything's on the table at this point. In a new arc, anything's on the table. Odin might be pretending to be a sun god. Odin. That's a possibility. Although, I don't know how much I put into Odin being a thing in Wano. Wano. Alright, well, I just answered my question. He would not be a thing in Wano, but in Elbap, I mean. Damn, you deleted the post? Shit. Gotta cook that badly? Is this a coloring? Because this looks a little weird, but I don't know. I mean, Monster Trio and Romance Dawn Trio, both of them are still trios though. The only reason why people hate the Romance Dawn Trio is because, in fact, the only people who hate the Romance Dawn Trio are literally Sanji fans. They're literally the only ones because they think that Sanji should be deserving to be part of any trio. It's just like, whatever. I don't want to get into that argument because at the end of the day, it's just so whatever. JJK and 1% both going with the Dream Theory this week. I don't know what's happening to JJK. I wonder if Zeus turned the climb attack into a sword because every time I was using the staff, the sword wasn't on his back. That or is just forgetting the sword. Take off your shirt now. Jesus Christ. Usopp is the worst by miles. Poor Usopp. I think Usopp's outfit's supposed to represent, like, you know, the part of Norse mythology that's related more to the dwarves. Or to the dwarfs. Because they're mostly, like, you know, they have a, you know, the hammer connection. You know, and also building certain things like how Usopp built the climb attack and like how he creates inventions and stuff like that. I thought that's what his outfit mostly was supposed to resemble. That he's more connected to those, to the dwarves more than like the other giants. But that's dependent on if we actually have dwarves in Elbaf, you know. Shiki? I don't know. I don't think so. If this is a mistranslation, then my own explanation would be Luffy just getting so comfortable with his fruit now that Gear 4 attacks can be done without transforming. I mean, that's still a possibility, but like, I don't know. I don't know. Aroma would, yeah, interesting. That would be Sanji's cooking at that point. Interesting. Okay, so that would be what the aroma part of that dialogue is. Okay. Okay, that's actually that. Yeah, I did not think that it would be Sanji's the one who's cooking. Interesting. And maybe that's what the fire is. That Sanji was cooking something. That's where the smoke was coming from, though. Though black smoke is usually comes from something burning. So I don't know if that's true or not. Interesting. That actually makes sense that that's what the aroma would be. Holy fuck! Prince Mike, thank you so much for the raid. Hello, Sky. Sky14 back. Hello. Commander Oso, hello. Thank you guys so much for the raid. Holy shit. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for the raid. We're going over the newest One Piece chapter. If you have not read it, I highly recommend not staying because it's very spoiler heavy. But we are chatting about the newest One Piece chapter that came out earlier today. Let me see if I could. Oh, actually, do that. There we go. What the? Work? What do you mean? What do you mean you're not working? Sorry, hold on. There we go. Yes! Yes, Fried Taco. Yes. That's how we know each other, Prince Mike. Yes, I remember now. If I'm not mistaken, I think Fried Taco told you to follow me before. Thank you, I appreciate that. Ganondorf! Nice. You kick ass with Ganondorf?
Oh, it's cool. Yeah. All right, are you in somebody? Are you in?
Yes, thank you so much for the raid. I really do appreciate it. That's really kind of you. I do appreciate it. But like I said, just to let you guys know, we are going over stuff featuring the recent One Piece chapter. So if you have not read the One Piece chapter, you don't want to be spoiled by One Piece in general. It might not be you know, the best stream in the world to stay, but I fully understand if you want to go get something to eat because you've probably been on for quite some time, and it looks like you were playing Overwatch too. So that must have been some really chaotic games. Nope, I got wrecked. Ah, damn. I'm sorry to hear that. It's been so long since I played Super Smash Brothers. It's insane how long it's been since I played it. Jesus. I don't even remember the last time I played it. Holy fuck.
But how did Overwatch go? Were you able to win some comp games? What's up, man? I'm gonna need you to leave Elbeth with Mjolnir or something. That's what I think he's gonna be. I think that's what he's gonna get. I think he will be getting Mjolnir. I think that's exactly what his new power-up will be. It will replace Usopp Hammer. Pretty smooth. Nice. Yeah. It's been a couple days since I played Overwatch 2. Unfortunately, I don't have a team to play with, so I have to play with randos. And for the most part, it doesn't go well. Yeah, her hair looks amazing. And her new Elbaf outfit. You did Pokemon early in the stream? Like you were doing like raids or something in Pokemon, whatever the game is that has the Pokemon raids in. Man, One Piece fans are either horny or fucking nothing but agenda piece. I swear to God. What is confirming that an NPC can't help is just as strong as Queen? Maybe if he actually studied with Ivanka, he'll be. Oh my God. What a shitty take. Nope, just story down bads. Oh, you talk about the wait. You talk about this? The ass shot? Yeah. Yeah, Oda was extremely horny when he drew this panel. Yeah. Oh, One Piece fans be a little down bad? Yes, they can be extremely down bad. Yeah. Now, meet the woman that you are. She is an excellent character. Zoro doing 0 damage on regular anima as if it was Gorosei. Wow. Yeah, that's... Wow, what a... Woo! Woo! Interesting, the sun god could be the lion. The sun god could be the lion. Interesting take. Interesting. That would be something if the sun god was the lion and they just eat it. So is One Piece your favorite anime? No. It's my favorite manga, but it's not my favorite anime. I know that sounds stupid. It doesn't make any sense. But the manga I love way more than the anime version of One Piece. My favorite anime of all time is Code Geass. Code Geass seasons 1 and 2. Anything after Code Geass season 1 and 2 is an abomination to humanity that I will never support ever in my entire life. But Code Geass season 1 and 2, top tier. Like, no question. My favorite anime of all time. One Piece has an issue with the anime where it's just the pacing, the filler, the long like pauses, and like having to see everyone's reaction to stuff is like it's a little overwhelming, and there's no need for it.
But Code Geass by far is like, that is the only anime I ever felt that I really needed to see the next episode each and every fucking week. Like, just each episode ended with some sort of cliffhanger that made me wanted more. No other anime has ever done that for me. Code Geass is just something special. And then they had to ruin it because they wanted to fucking milk the shit out of the franchise. Season 1 and Season 2. Season 2 had the perfect fucking ending, and then they made the fucking movies that changed everything, and it's just... Sorry. I get really upset with anything Code Geass after Season 2. Like, oh my fucking god. They don't exist in my opinion. They absolutely do not exist. My Pookie Wookie. Alright, let's take a look at this. Flower design, square design, okay. Right hand, left hand. Okay. Sword, no sword. Right. Missing left arm tattoo. Well, to be fair, the tattoo might be hidden by the thing. So I don't put that much on the tattoo. But I still think my theory could be true that this is literally a game and whoever's in charge or whoever's using his devil fruit abilities is literally switching their equipment around. Like in JRPGs. What would be your most hated, least liked anime manga you've ever seen? My most hated anime manga I've ever read. That is a very interesting question. Because most people never think about like the worst anime or like the worst manga they ever read. The worst anime I've ever seen... That is hard. That is extreme. That is much harder than like trying to decide what your favorite anime is. Like, god damn, I don't know. Like, I can't think of like an anime that I've hated. Does Naruto filler count? Not Naruto the show, but Naruto the filler episodes. Does that count? No, right? That doesn't count, right? Oh, well. Okay. Season 1 of Aldnoah Point Zero. Aldnoah Point Zero was amazing. Season 2 was a disaster. Does that count? I hated season 2 of Aldnoah Point Zero. Fuck. Man, I don't know what would be my least favorite or least liked anime of all time. I don't want to say Ghost Stories because Ghost Stories, the dub of Ghost Stories is like... The ghost dub of Ghost Stories is like just funny, and it's supposed to be funny on purpose. You know, One Punch Man is for you. Interesting. Why do you say One Punch Man? You didn't like the concept? You just don't like him? All right. Oh man.
Uh. Like, a game's supposed to be searching for a challenge, but it felt flat for me. No, I could understand that. I could understand that. The closest anime that I have seen, that I've ever watched, that I did not really enjoy that much, and I know people are gonna fucking hate on me for it, the original Fate anime. I do like me some Soul Eater and Gurren Lagann. Those are both really good. But I'm gonna say my least favorite anime is the original Fate anime. I legit watched that and constantly I constantly kept yawning. Even on days when I got full, like a lot of rest, I was so bored with the Fate series. With the original Fate anime. Like, I could not watch that. And I just like, I can't. This is fucking lame. This sucks. That will probably be the anime that I least liked. Because it just did not interest me whatsoever. Like, there was just something about it that just did not interest me whatsoever. So I'll probably say the original Fate anime. Sorry. Yeah. In terms of manga, I don't really have a manga. Oh my god. Okay. I got one, but this is for like a really petty reason. This is a really petty reason because it's a harem series where there was a waifu war involved. I hate Nisekoi, aka false love. I think is the English name for it, but I don't like Nisekoi. Is it because the girl I was rooting for didn't win? Yes. But also part of it is that the writing was so fucking ass. Like, there's one thing where, like, you know, you hate a series just because you know your favorite girl didn't win, but you still like the series in general. To me, the series I felt was dragged out, and it ended in, I think, in such shitty writing, and it just really fucking bothered me so much. It really fucking did. I will probably say my least favorite manga was Nisekoi, because I read a lot of manga, and there's not many manga out there that really made me like think like, oh god, this is really fucking trash. But Nisekoi made me feel like incredibly awful about just the writing choices the author made. And yes, I was not happy that Chitoge shit, my bad. But I did not like who won, and it just bothered me because the writing was just awful surrounding it. I thought the writing was awful. Because they did something that just really bothers me to this day. That I feel like you cannot expect me to believe this. You know, it just the writing for it is just so like, oh, I cannot believe the author did it this way. If he did it in a different way, I would have been fine with it. But the writing choices he chose for Nisekoi were just so bad for me. I just like, fucking hell. Nisekoi really was like one of my least favorite stories. I enjoyed it for quite a while, but then he made certain writing choices that I could not. I was just like, no, I can't do this. I cannot, like, you know, I cannot vouch for some of the stuff, you know, some of the writing choices he made. And you want to know why? It's because why it's not entirely because, you know, the girl who I was rooting for didn't win. Quintessential quintuplets. I didn't have a problem with who won. I did have a problem with some of the writing choices and the choice the author chose, but at the end of the day, it was still a good manga. It was still a great manga. The girl that I wanted to root for in Quintessential Quintuplets didn't win, and I was still a little confused about why he chose, you know, the girl who did win. But the rest of the story was not bad. It was actually really fucking good. Nisekoi is like the complete opposite. The choices in it were just, I just fucking. Another anime like that really had like really some questionable choices. Well, not okay, but this one, the choices weren't questionable. It was just that it kept on getting dragged on, and it was just so frustrating that they kept doing this. And that was Domestic Girlfriend. I, for the life of me, could not believe how much the author dragged that shit on. Like, there was no need for Domestic Girlfriend to be as long as it is, because the author continuously just dragged the fucking story, dragged the drama on for so fucking long. It just, oh my god, I got so tired of it. I just dropped it like a third of the way in, and then when the final chapter came out, I just read the final chapter, and it was just like, I like fucking hell. But the first half of Domestic Girlfriend was fantastic. I thought it was really well written. But then he just kept dragging the fucking drama for so fucking long. If it ended at the halfway point, it would have been different. But the drama it was just so dragged on. I couldn't like fucking just. Oh god.
You know, I'm very picky about certain writing choices. Because skulls and bones near Nami associated that Loki's behind the kidnapping, just as he might have done to the others before. Maybe the Lake Cast is part of the Twisted Playground. I think so. Can't believe they have the. Oh my god, it's because he's calling it Mickey Mouse. Jeez. Huh. So when Oda has only the monster trio call attacks since pre-time script, he has Luffy, Zoro, and Base, and Sanji going all out. And while he has two of them fight Kaido, two of them along Kakuro's coding, but sure, Zoro's closer to Sanji than Luffy. I finally caught up to these. What? But sure, Zoro's closer to Sanji than Luffy. Okay, well. Alright, I'm not gonna get into that debate. 11 out of 10 for the huge Zoro panel alone. I swear, one agenda piece is so wild to me, you know? Agenda piece, baby. Chopper! Live action Chopper. The trainer shot doesn't seem like he dressed for we've seen in the chapter. It definitely looks different. But it's also possible because of the view we have. It could be like a view that's like far away. I don't know. It could be slightly different. I don't know. There could be it could be a fake tree of Yggdrasil. We'll see. Because yeah, it kind of doesn't look like it. But then again, you can't compare the manga with the anime. You have to compare it with the manga if you really want to like check to see if it's exactly the same. Like you have to look at it with the manga panel. You can't use the anime because the anime is just guessing at this point. You know, the anime is just kind of guessing. It's a hedgehog. It's a fucking hedgehog. That's how hedgehogs look. Now, hedgehogs don't look like Sonic. Come on, guys. It gotta go fast. When your homie's Usopp, but he's still your homie. I like that line. I will definitely be the useless homie. Oh my god. The little Viking parade. The Lion King, baby. Elbap is Nami's arc. She already started with the arc with top feet. Also, her hair looks gorgeous. I'm still skeptical whether or not this will be an arc with Nami. Because, you know, there's the whole thing about her. If she would exist in the real, she'd be Swedish, which Sweden has some connection with Vikings and stuff like that. I don't know. Failing to save Nami at the end of the arc, we see him save her. I mean, sure, why not? Hey, look, that's what I said. One piece. Wow, what? Wow. I think Yoro would be in this. He's the only supernova we haven't really got. We really haven't gotten much knowledge about yet. So I think we will see Yoro. What we expected, what we got. Okay. I guess that'll be it. There's not much else people are chatting about. Most of the stuff is just the same stuff. Alright, I guess that'll be it for tonight. Thank you for joining me for One Piece 1127. Discussing it. I really appreciate everyone who stopped by. Thank you so much, Prince Spike, for the raid. Thank you so much to Yang Bei for the follow over on Twitch. Just double check. Thank you to everyone who stopped by. Appreciate it very much. This was a pretty fun. It was a pretty fun chapter. I give it a solid 7 out of 10. Because there's a possibility there's a lot of errors in here that were involved. I still think that they were done intentionally. It's very rare for Oda to make so many mistakes at once. So I think if they're intentionally done, I already gave my idea of like exactly what is going on. Or my theory of exactly what is going on. I'll probably edit and make like a shorter video to everyone who wasn't here so you can check it out. But overall, this was fun. This was a fun chapter. It was nice to see the Elbaf gear and stuff like that, and we got some cool new outfits that were showcased. So this was a lot of fun. Let me just go ahead and rate somebody. Really? All right. Bum. But yeah, once again, thank you everybody. Hopefully you all had a wonderful time here on the stream. Thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate it, and I'll talk to you guys later. Tomorrow will be Spooky Saturday, so we'll play some spooky game. But once again, thank you. Have a great rest of your night, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.